Hi everyone. Okay, I'm just checking to see if everything's working fine. Give me a moment, just checking if it seems like everything is working fine. Testing. Okay, cool. Can someone just let me know in the chat box if you can hear me clearly, if you can see my screen, if you can see me. I mean, it's not important that you see me, but more importantly, is that you can hear me clearly and you can see my screen. Also, do let me know if there's any like background noise that I need to get rid of. I do have a air humidifier turned on in the background. If it's too loud, let me know so I can go and turn it off. Okay? In the meantime, I am gonna check myself if everything's working. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm also logging into YouTube to see if everything's working. I just want to make sure because no one's really answering me in the chat box. Anyways, hi. Give me a moment. Just checking. Hi everyone, give me a moment. I'm just for those who are already here. Hi, Andres. I am literally just checking if everything is working fine. If you guys can hear me, because I just moved to 4 hours time frame or higher, and last week the back testing was better. Okay, I'm glad that you're putting in the time to back test actually. Okay, I am running the live. Okay, so again, testing to see. Okay, so again, testing to see. Okay, cool. Seems like everything is working fine, right? I just need to talk a little louder. I guess you guys can see from my background, I'm not in my usual place today. That's because my neighbor is renovating and I thought I just do it in somewhere quieter. Okay, I am a bit, there is a distance from me to the computer, so that's why I need to talk a bit louder today. Okay, so hey again everyone, thank you for waiting for while I check on all the technical stuff, while I check if the audio was working and the screen was working. Hello, welcome to today's webinar brought to you by IC Markets Global. We're going to do a live analysis session today. Okay, today's the 20th of October. So what a live analysis session basically means is that I will go onto the charts later on, like trading view, like a live when the markets are moving. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do analysis. I'm going to show you how I usually do my analysis. If you guys are here on a weekly basis, you already kind of know my style of trading, but I'm basically just going on the charts and looking for analysis again. Okay, so doing analysis again. So disclaimer, disclaimer, you guys already know how this works. Anything that I share with you guys today should only be construed as educational. It should not be construed as trading advice, investment advice, or any form of signal to buy or sell. This is definitely not a signals group, even though we are going onto the live charts and we are going to do a live analysis session. Okay, so please don't take it as me giving you guys a signal to buy or sell, because sometimes the analysis, because of how short these webinars are, maybe my analysis may be low probability, but the whole point is that I'm showing you guys how to even do the analysis. Okay. Okay, I think I've got a notification that came up saying the connection is weak. Again, at any point of time you guys are encountering any problem, like you cannot hear me, I get cut off or anything, just let me know in the chat box so that I can find a solution to that. Other than that, I am seeing myself on YouTube and seems like everything is okay. Right? Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to introduce myself now for those who don't already know me. My name is Cassandra. You guys can call me Cass. I am an investment analyst at Everest Fortune Group and a prop trader. So what I do at Everest Fortune Group is basically a lot of forecasting, a lot of research, a lot of back testing, and a lot of analyzing where I think the markets are going. Everest Fortune Group is a research firm that has been known internationally, and we have been the finalists for the best Forex and best equity research for multiple years running. So we are very versed in the markets. Okay, other than that, I am a prop trader. What that means is I am funded by multiple companies. How did I get funding? So I had to pass a test, multiple tests actually. The test that like is a lot of people find hard is having to do 10% profit within a month. So I've done 10% profit within a month multiple times, and that's how I got funded, and that's how I became a prop trader. So today I'm basically showing you how I got that 10% a month, what I usually do. Take note, it's not 10% every month, but 10% a month to me is not something that is not doable. Okay, so hopefully you get something, you take something away from these webinars. Okay, our agenda for today is to go through the key approaches, cheat sheet checklist, and then we're gonna do the live chart. So the key approaches is basically what I'm gonna show you guys later on when I actually go onto TradingView, right? And the cheat sheet, we'll look at it right now, and the live charts is basically how I do my analysis. Okay, so why do I have a cheat sheet? For those who are not here, if this is your first time here, the reason I have a cheat sheet is so that I can reference on what to do, because we are all humans. There's no way you can remember what to do every single time. Even though I look at the chart so much, there are still times where oh wait, did I do this already? So to be safe, it's better to have a checklist or a cheat sheet that you follow so that you don't miss anything. Okay, so the first thing I do as a trader, I always ask myself, where is trend going right now? Is it going up? Is it going down? Or is it going sideways? Okay, if it's going up, it means that we are on an uptrend. If it's going down, it means that we are on a downtrend. And if it's going sideways, it means that we're in a sideways market. Okay, so it's very important. So how I use technical analysis to assist me in identifying trend is by using a trend line or channels, okay, to identify the trend. Okay, followed by, hold on guys, followed by horizontal levels. So horizontal levels are the levels that is going to help me find the entry, the stop loss, and the take profit. Okay, this is very important. Other things I'm going to combine with the horizontal levels are Fibonacci levels, which is basically a topic for a whole different topic, but Fibonacci levels will also help me narrow down where the entry, stop loss, and take profit are. So when I say horizontal levels, I mean swing highs, swing lows, pullbacks, overlaps, and whatnot. Okay, other than that, I will see if there's any chart patterns, any death or golden crosses using the simple moving average, or in my case, I use the EMA, settings being 200 by 50, and any natural moving average. I don't really use this, but it's there in the cheat sheet. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't, mostly I don't. And on top of that, I will use stochastics and RSI to look for bounces, reactions, or divergences. Okay, so I use that RSI and stochastics to look for support and resistance, and if not, divergences. Okay, the next thing I will do is look for correlations. So when I say correlations, a lot of things have correlation. So for example, if you are trading the Canadian dollars, anything to do with Canadian dollars, you might also want to check the prices of oil. Why? Because Canada is a very big producer of oil. Therefore, if the price of Canadian dollars go up, usually, not all the time, but usually the price of oil will also go up. Okay, so this is just an example of correlation. Another example can be an inverse correlation. So if the price of gold is going up, usually, obviously not every single time, the price of cryptocurrency will go down. Why? Because gold is considered a safe haven asset, whereas cryptocurrency is considered a risky asset. Okay, the other thing I would use is correlations between currencies. So if you are doing analysis on AUD, USD, you might also want to check NZD, USD because they usually move in the same direction. So once all of this is done, right? Once all of this is done, that's when I will look for reversals or breakouts. But if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I usually look for reversals rather than breakouts, because breakouts, sometimes it does a retest, sometimes it doesn't. From my back testing, I haven't found really good results from breakouts, so that's totally okay. Okay, that's that. Thank you for sitting through the introduction. I'm gonna pull up TradingView. Right, give me a moment. Okay, so I need to pull up my charts, and then we will basically go through some of the things from last week, right? We'll just go through some of the things from last week. So last week, oh nice. Did anyone get into this trade last week? Did anyone get into this trade? So last Monday, right, which is the 13th of October, I did do this analysis with you guys. I literally did this analysis where I said that Ethereum is going to drop from this gold box, okay? And true enough, it did drop from this gold box. This trade worked out very beautifully. This would have been I mean, obviously we are not a signals group, right? I'm not giving you guys advice to buy or sell, but sometimes when you see my analysis, you can use it to cross-check with your own analysis, and therefore helping you make a better decision. Okay, so let's see. Sorry, that's not the correct tool to use. Let's see what percentage this was if someone were to get in. Okay, so this was a very nice 1 to 3 trade. It was called on the 13th of October. I did this analysis on the 13th of October. I remember it so clearly. And my take profit was back at this swing low here. Can see how price nicely hit the swing low and came back up and retraced. Okay, so I'm gonna redo this analysis in a while, but I do want to review all of the trades, all of the analysis that I did last week. And the reason why I want to review is so that I know where I went wrong and where I didn't go wrong. So I know, oh nice, this is another one. Okay, so I remember calling 2 trades last week, and 2 trades worked out beautifully. Hello Cass, happy Diwali. Hi AJ, happy Diwali. I have a question. Why is it sometimes they say it's Deepavali, and why do some people say Diwali? Is it the same? Or is it different? Is it just different languages? I'm really confused. Okay, so 2 out of 2 trades worked out last week. This is good. I was calling for price to reach this entry and then bounce back up. It happened really well. It was a 1 to 4 trade. I did not get into this trade. I did get into this Ethereum trade. I put a sell order and I haven't looked at it until now. So I guess I made 3%. out of this. Okay, so let me just, this is good. Okay, that means the analysis was correct, direction was correct, and we can reuse this analysis. So I am going to just pull this out again one more time. I'm just gonna screenshot this, and then one more time. So that I can reference this later to see where I went wrong and where I went right. Okay, so I did 2 analysis last week and both hit take profit. That is a very good news. I did not get into EUR/USD. I personally did not get into EUR/USD. I got into ETH/USD, and I'm guessing I did 3%, but I have not gone back to review my trading account. Okay, so let's redo the analysis for ETH/USD and EUR/USD. Since I got it right last week, it means that I am on the correct direction. Trend wise, everything is looking good. So I am going to stick to what I did correctly last week. So what did I do last week? The first thing I did was go to the weekly to look for trend. So for ETH/USD, we know that price is already at a resistance right now. Okay, so you guys know the higher the structure, the stronger the higher the time frame, the stronger the structure is going to be. You guys know that, right? So because we are on a weekly time frame, okay, let me see. So I just keep checking on my laptop connection, because I keep getting a notification saying that it's weak connection. So again, at any point of time you guys see a weak connection or whatever, just let me know. Okay, okay, cool. So we know that the weekly for Ethereum has reached a resistance. Honestly, I think Ethereum will eventually break and go way higher. I believe it so much. I just don't think it's going to be right now. Okay, I think right now what Ethereum is going to do is probably pull back first. Pull back to where? I'm not sure. That's why we need to do the analysis. And then from somewhere around here, I think there's probably going to be a bounce or a continuation down. But yeah, we need to do our analysis first. So first things first is I want to see where trend is going. If I look at the weekly, it's going to be quite hard to tell because structurally it's just kind of looks like it's going sideways actually. So we're not going to use the weekly as reference, we're rather going to use the bigger time frames instead. So I'm on the I'm on a daily right now, and the daily is showing like a very nice, I was gonna say a very nice clean breakout, but it's not. It's actually still kind of moving in an uptrend. So what is an uptrend? An uptrend means that it's making higher highs, right? And higher lows, okay? Which in this case, it is making higher lows. So we are still in an uptrend if we're looking structurally. If we're not, obviously price is not gonna make a very nice zigzag every single time, right? So it is still making an upwards movement. It's just that the movement isn't very clean and nice, but it is still making an upwards movement. Okay, so I still think that ETH is on an upwards movement. It's just that there is a possibility of a current pullback, right? Because price is constantly moving in a zigzag, so it could just be pulling back, which is right here. Okay, so let me just highlight some levels. I want to look for the most recent swing low and the most recent swing high. Okay, so you can see these are the most recent swing low and the most recent swing high. And then the next one, so I want to find the next, the next swing low, and this is the next swing high. Okay, because if I go down to the smaller time frames, you can see that price is moving on a downtrend, right? You guys can all see that it is moving in a downtrend. If I pull out a channel, it is moving in a downtrend where it is making a very clear lower highs, right? Lower highs and lower lows. Okay, this part it has failed to make a lower low. Okay, so this part it had failed to make a lower low. So it's kind of losing momentum and losing steam. So what I'm going to do right now is, instead of trying to predict where the direction is going to be, because right now the signs is showing that it's losing steam, what I'm going to do is that if price moves to this direction here, I might consider a sell, and if price comes here, I might consider a buy. Okay, so it's either one, but I think this is a weaker one. Okay, I think this is a weaker. I think the buy is a better move rather than a sell. So if price were to pull back here, it will come here one time, two times, and come here the third time. I'm hoping on the third time it actually bounces and continues back up to the next swing high. Okay, because right now price is kind of like in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if it's gonna go up from here. I don't know if it's gonna go down from here. It's in the middle of nowhere, so I cannot really do anything with price right now. So what I'm gonna do is just wait for price to come to either one of these zones, either this resistance or this support zone, and that's where I'm gonna decide what to do again. So right now, I'm gonna call for a buy first, and then consider a sell later. This is what my buy entry is going to look like. Again, this is not a signals group. I'm basically showing you guys how I usually do my analysis. Okay, how I usually do my analysis. So anytime you do your analysis, you always have to have three things. You need an entry, you need a stop loss, and a take profit. So I don't want to aim so high for my take profit in case it doesn't reach there. I'm just going to aim a bit lower, maybe down here, which is not the highest high. Okay, so what I'm looking at is, what I'm hoping for price to do is to pull back here one more time, and then on the third time bounce and move back. Okay, that is the best case scenario. This is what the idea that I have in mind. Is it gonna work out or not? I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but that's just an idea that I have right now. Okay, so I need to pull out Fibonacci levels. I hope it at least has a 78.6. Nope. Okay, not. Give me a moment, guys. I need something. I need confluence. I need Fibonacci levels to tell me that this is where price might stop. Okay, so right now, not looking very good. Give me a moment, guys. 1, 2, 3. Let me just do this and I'll explain what I'm doing. Okay, so there is a chance that price might just reverse here right now. Like right now, there's a chance that price might just reverse right now. Okay, why do I say that? Okay, wait, hold on. Somebody has been changing my settings. Okay, why am I highlighting this area here? Extend to right, sorry. Okay, so price came here in the past one time, two times. There's a bit of a reaction here before it finally broke. They came here and did a reaction. So this red box is definitely a box where there's some kind of resistance. Okay, there is some kind of resistance. Whether it's a strong resistance or not is a different story. It is not a strong resistance because you can see how price cut through a few times, but it's definitely some kind of resistance here. Okay, there's some kind of resistance happening here in this red box. On top of that, it is also the 61.8% of this entire move here. Okay, so if you guys know Fibonacci, you guys know that 61.8% is always the magic number that they like to use, because 61.8% is the golden ratio. Okay, so price is currently at the 61.8% right now of this entire move. Give me a moment to see if I can find something else. Honestly, it's not looking very good. Give me 1 minute to see what else I can find. Okay. Forget it. Forget it. I'm not even gonna consider this. Sorry. Okay, so back to my original plan, which is if price reverses from here, I think it's going to continue up to one of the swing highs. Okay, either the swing high is this swing high, or obviously we don't usually aim for the highest, so we'll just aim for a bit lower. Okay, so this is my analysis for ETH USD. I'm going to have to confirm it with other stuff like RSI. Let's see. Okay, stochastics. Just using some of my favorite stuff right now. Ichimoku. Okay. Line breakout. There is a lot of signs of the bears losing momentum. Okay, there's a lot of signs of bearishness losing momentum. Yep. Okay, we are in a risky game, so what I'm gonna do is, again, if price goes back to this area, this is the only analysis I can come up with right now at this current point of time, because it looks like price is trying to change direction. If price pulls back to this area, I will consider getting it for a buy. That's it. That's my only analysis for Ethereum. Okay, why am I choosing this analysis rather than a sell? Okay, because number one, there are already signs that the sellers are losing momentum. The first one is that here you can see that it didn't make a lower low. Okay, so for a downtrend, you need lower highs and lower lows, right? You can see here, price made the same level, so price failed to make the lower low. Therefore, it looks like the bearishness, it's losing momentum. Okay, it's losing momentum, so there is a possibility of trend reversal. On top of that, when I pull out indicators, RSI, stochastics, and Ichimoku, it's showing possible trend reversal. So there's a lot of signs Okay, there is a lot of signs that the downtrend has ended and we're in an uptrend. Okay, so there's two things that you can do. The first one is to wait for price to pull back here for the third time and then get in for play the bounce from here, or if it does a breakout here, okay, if it does a breakout, wait for it to do a retest and then at that retest enter for a buy to the next swing high. Okay, but basically I'm currently a bit more biased RSI, stochastics, Ichimoku showing possible trend reversal and downtrend has ended. Okay, okay, um I think I'm happy with this analysis. Okay, I think I'm happy with the idea that it's looking like the bearishness has ended. Okay, it's looking like the bearishness has ended. Not ended, but it's weakening. It's looking like the bearishness is weakening and therefore there could be a possible trend reversal to the upside. Okay, so this is what I have for Ethereum. Let me try to see what EURUSD is showing me. One more thing, I do want to look at gold actually. Okay, gold is still in a very strong uptrend. Finally, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles kind of going sideways, but that's not really going to say much. That's really not saying anything. Okay, there's a bit of bearishness here, but that's not really saying anything because that could just be a pullback. Okay, it could just be a simple pullback. Okay, so let's see what's happening with ETH. Again, reaching a resistance on a very big time frame, you need to be very cautious. If you are calling for a buy, it can only be a very short buy before it reaches the top and possible trend reversal. Okay, so if you're calling for a buy, you need to know that we're gonna reach a roof soon or a ceiling soon. Okay, so on top of that, there's also a horizontal resistance happening here. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do for. Is this a trend line breakout or is this still a downtrend? See, this is why you should not reference trend lines and channels so much, because depending on how you draw it, it can mean totally different things. If I draw it this way, right? If I draw it this way, then it looks like it's a trend line breakout. Do you guys see that? If I draw it this way, it looks like it is a trend line breakout. Then this is the trend line and it has broken out. If I draw it a different way, it looks like it's still on a downtrend. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is just highlight some levels. I think if price, oh, this is a double bottom. Do you guys see this? Double bottom. Okay, I think we'll need to see what price shows us. Okay, I don't want to predict what's going to happen. Okay, if price continues up and breaks this area, I think the next point of reversal will be somewhere around here. Okay, so that's all I have for Ethereum. I don't want to like predict or forecast more. I do think okay, you guys have to give me a minute, sorry. My computer is okay, cool. Okay. If price pulls back to this zone here, I'm gonna get in for a sell, but only if it pulls back to that zone there. Okay, let me pull up some levels. 1, 2, 3. Let me see what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 161.8. Give me a moment, guys. I'm just trying to make sense of this. Nothing is looking good, to be honest. I could try to see if there's another entry. Give me a moment, guys. Sorry, give me a moment. I think USD is definitely has some bearish aspects to it. I'm just trying to find an entry for a sell. Hold on. Hold on. Just let me see where I can get that sell entry. Just give me a moment, guys. I'm looking for a zone that makes sense. I'm trying to look for a zone that makes sense. Okay, so I think this is the zone where price might react off. Okay, price came here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. is this the 8th time, or are you going to come back one more time to do a proper 8th time? I don't know. So what I'm thinking is, if price pulls back to this area, this red box here, this is where I'm going to consider getting in for a sell. Okay, but where in this red box should I get in for a sell? That's the next question I have to figure out. Okay, so where in this red box should I get in for a sell? Let's see. Okay, you know what? This is looking like this is the entry, but it already happened. I don't think it's gonna come back here a second time. I think price is just going to go down from here. Okay, so we have no choice. Okay, if for some reason, right? For some reason, price comes back here for a second time, I think there's a good chance it's going to reverse, but I don't think it's going to come back here for a second time. So what I'm going to call instead is a breakout. Okay, so I think that sell is over. So what I'm going to call instead is a breakout of this area, right? A breakout of this area here. If price breaks out from this area, I think it's going to go lower, which is here. Okay, I think it's gonna go, it's gonna try to go lower to somewhere along this line. To somewhere along this line. Okay, so I think sell entry is here. Take note, this is just a rough analysis. If it's gonna work out or not, I don't know, because again, I don't usually do breakouts, right? I don't usually take breakout trades. And my stop loss is going to be somewhere around here. This does not look like a very good risk to reward trade. I think this is somewhere around 1 to 2, or maybe even lesser. Okay, 1 to 2. As you can put the stop loss right above this last candle here. If price breaks this red box, I think there's a good chance it's gonna continue to the take profit, okay? I'm gonna change this box to a different color. Let me get rid of the one on top. Okay. Yeah. If it breaks this red box, there's a good chance it will get to the take profit. The problem is with this, it's that why I don't like playing breakouts is because after a breakout, will come back and retest, right? Maybe at the retest, it might wick you out and you get stopped out prematurely. Okay, so that happens to me a lot. I know there is a solution to it, I just have not looked into it. So for me, it's just like, wait, if breakouts doesn't work for me, I'm just gonna do reversals instead. Okay, so I think there's a good chance price is gonna continue down to this take profit and come here for the third time. Okay, I think there's a good chance it might just go down there for the third time. It's just that it needs to break this red box first. So to confirm the directional bias, I do need to pull out some things. Yes, I am pulling out Ichimoku. I know, it's so lame. Very big. Okay, forget it. Very strange. Hold on. Okay. I'm still okay with my analysis. I just think it's a low problem. It's not a high probability setup. Okay, I still think that it's possible. It's just that yeah, price needs to break the box first. It just needs to break the box first. If it breaks the box, then I would be a lot more confident with this analysis. Okay, yeah. I am happy with my analysis. I'm happy with my analysis. Price needs to break even if Ichimoku resistance is there. Okay, yeah. So I love Ichimoku. For me, it would be the best case scenario if everything was lining up together. I love Ichimoku. It will be the best case scenario. That's why, because I saw that Ichimoku, my thoughts is that it is not a high probability setup. Okay, because thank you for asking, by the way. Because Ichimoku is showing that there is a resistance here. For those who know how to use Ichimoku, you know that this cloud is a form of resistance. Okay, yeah, so there's a lot of there's resistance in the cloud. Okay, but the problem is I need to give way to price action first. So if we are looking at price action, price is still making a downtrend, right? Price is still making lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so there is no reason for us to think otherwise just because an indicator says so. Why? Because an indicator holds less value than price action. So price action will always have the strongest value. Okay, will always have the strongest value when you're doing an analysis. Obviously, if you do it a different way, now it looks like it's a breakout. right? Now it could look like it's a breakout. That's why I feel like there's a lot of conflicting information with this analysis. So what will make me feel better is that if I see the breakout, okay, if I see a breakout happening here, then I will be a bit more confident that this downtrend is going to continue. If price fails to break out here, then I think there is a possibility of a trend reversal and price might continue going up. Okay, then this could actually be a trend reversal. Sorry. Then this could actually be the start of an uptrend instead. But again, I need to wait to see what happens here. Okay, it needs to be a clean break. Okay, it needs to be a clean break and it comes back and retests, and that's when I'll be like, okay, yeah, I think the possibility of it going down is there, but it needs to break the red box first. It needs to break the red box for it to continue lower. If it doesn't break the red box, then I'm not even gonna consider. Okay, I've got 10 more minutes. Right now it looks like it's trying to break the red box, but obviously we need to see the candle close, and that's gonna happen in, this is a 4-hour candle, right? So that's going to happen in 2 hours, I think, 1.5 hours. It's probably gonna close in 1.5 hours. And then after that, if it closes like this, it's still not considered a breakout. I need it to be a very clean break, a retest, only then I continue. So this is probably not going to happen today. It's probably going to be a tomorrow or Wednesday kind of thing. But you guys know me. Every time I give you guys analysis, it's usually on a weekly basis kind of analysis. Okay, I'm going to do one more chart. XAUUSD is super hard to do because it's basically just shooting up one direction. Even when it's pulling back, it's doing a very shallow pullback. It's just very shallow pullback. So there's no analysis to be done on gold. Okay, there's really very little. Look at this. It's just one straight. It's just been going up since the 19th of August. If you got in here for a buy on the 19th of August, then you would have been making a lot of money. I was monitoring this from the 19th of August, from here. I've been following this setup since April. I've been seeing it going sideways. I was waiting for the breakout so that I can get in for a buy, and you know what? I didn't get in for a buy because I was busy. So I was waiting to get in for this buy for months and months and weeks. And it finally broke out and I was not in front of the computer. See, that's the thing about trading. It happens all the time. You can wait and wait and wait, and when it actually happens, you're busy doing something, and that's okay. So it's okay. I'll just take it that I missed this gold trade, and that's totally okay. We don't have to force it. So I want to do analysis on DXY so that we know what the directional bias is for US dollars. Okay, for the longest time, DXY has been going on a very clear downtrend, right? This is clearly a downtrend. But now we are starting to see DXY going sideways. Okay, it's finally starting to consolidate. Okay, that means something is going to happen. I don't know what is going to happen, but something is going to happen. I'm just going to start from here instead. Okay, so it's been going sideways for a while now. Since okay, it's just consolidating, which means it's either going to be a trend reversal soon, meaning US dollar is going to start rallying soon, or it's going to continue with a downtrend. I think what's going to happen, I cannot predict this right now. What's going to happen, and I can eventually come up with a forecast of what's going to happen, but I need a bit of time. We've only got like 5 more minutes left for this webinar. Obviously, I don't think I'll be able to do that in the next 5 minutes. But okay, in hindsight, what I think is going to happen for US dollars in the near future, I think it's just going to keep going sideways for a while. Okay, so I think the US dollar is going to be a bit neutral, a bit of a consolidating and like a decision. It's just taking a break right now. Once this break is over, okay, once this break is over, I think then we'll see a new direction happening. But if you guys look closely, right, if you look closely, other than it going sideways, it's actually still making lower lows, right? It is still making lower lows and lower highs. So what constitutes an uptrend and what constitutes a downtrend? Lower highs and lower lows. So if you zoom in, right, if you zoom in here, you can see that DXY is still making a lower low here. The wick still went slightly lower, so it is still making lower lows. Okay, it kind of still is making lower low. It's just that the momentum has decreased by a lot. The volume and the momentum of the downtrend has decreased a lot, and it's almost as if it has started going sideways. Okay, it's almost as if it has started going sideways. So see, you see that here it's just a very strong push down, and now that momentum is lost. Okay, that's a good sign. So anytime you are trading the anytime you are trading the US dollars, okay, anytime you are trading the US dollars, you just need to keep in mind that, okay, the US dollars is losing downwards momentum. Okay, so I need to be cautious. The US dollars is losing downwards momentum. Okay, so if it's losing downwards momentum, or if it's going to continue going sideways right now, then this EUR/USD might actually end up being a buy if it fails to break this red box. Okay, if it fails to break this red box, then this might end up being a buy. Okay, therefore, I'm actually going to do 2 analysis for this. Okay, EUR/USD. So if price does not break this red box, it does not clearly break this red box, what I think is going to happen is that there will be a continuation of a buy, and then we'll probably see price going to if it doesn't break that red box, maybe coming back to here. Obviously, you don't aim for the highest point. So this could be a buy or a sell entry. Okay, this is basically a very important zone. Okay, this red box is basically a very important zone. If it breaks here, I'm very biased that it will reach this take profit. If it doesn't break here, I think there's a good chance that it might continue going up. Up to where? Will it reach here? I don't know. Maybe here even. Why is it I have 2 possible scenarios? It's because trend at this current point of time isn't very clear. Okay, so when I look at price action, price is going down. Okay, so because if I draw it this way, price is going down, right? Depending on how I chart it, price is going down. But if I draw it this way, it looks like it's a breakout, right? It looks like this is a breakout. So the question now is this a breakout or is this a continuation of a downtrend? Okay, so I don't know which one it is. Therefore, I'm going to put 2 analysis. And both my analysis will have if this happens, then this. Okay? I will have prerequisition of what has to happen. If price breaks this red box, then I will consider a sell. If it does not break this red box, then I will consider a buy. Okay, that's it. That's all it is. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for sitting through the 1 hour, and I hope the analysis makes profit. I will look out for this buy for Ethereum. Okay, I will look out for this buy for Ethereum. I just need Ethereum to like pull back to here first before I even like coding. If this, then else do this. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Rio. That's, you know what, that's exactly what trading is. Trading is very logical. It is just like coding. My sister is a coder. She's a software engineer, and she told me that coding is very logical. If this, then this. If this, then this. I'm just like, wait, that's also like trading. Trading is also quite similar in a way where if price breaks this, then this. If the trend line is showing this, then this. Okay, if Ichimoku is doing this, then this. Okay, it's basically if and then. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. Take care, everyone. I will see you guys in a week. I do have a Bahasa session tomorrow. If you guys understand Bahasa, you can join my session. If not, I will see you guys next Monday. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.